Hey, what's up guys, your boy Phil, Determined Gaming for Grapple. Today we're taking a look at shotguns in Black Ops 3. That is correct, we're going to be comparing 3 different shotguns, breaking it down like accuracy, fire rate, range, what I think is the best. We're going to be comparing the Haymaker 12, the KRM-262 against the Argus. We're going to compare all 3 of them, taking a quick look at them. The Haymaker 12 and the Argus, they offer the same amount of accuracy. The Haymaker 12 is going to offer the most fire rate, whereas your KRM-262 pump action is going to offer the most damage. We're going to take a look at all of those right here. Here's kind of how I got it set up here. We're going to jump into some gameplay so you can actually see, for example, the Haymaker, I think it's going to be the most balanced, depending on your style, depending on your classes, how you're going to set up everything. It offers, in my opinion, you've got that decent fire rate because you got multiple shells coming out of the magazine. You've got a pretty good, decent range on it there. Now, your Argus, they're going to have a little bit, like I said, the same accuracy as the Haymaker, before attachments or anything like that. Argus going to have a slower fire rate, but you're actually going to get more damage in the Argus than in with the Haymaker 12. But I do find the Haymaker 12 starting off with that kind of 16-round magazine there of shotgun shells. I think it offers the most balance, between fire rate. You can see I still got some pretty good range on it there. We've got extra ammunition in case we just wanted to do some hip firing. But the Haymaker 12, definitely a very well-balanced shotgun in my opinion. I'm very happy with it. We did another video on the channel where I almost dropped a 50 bomb using just the Haymaker 12, so I was pretty happy with it. Like I said, good range. You're gonna be hard pressed to get any like one-shot kills with the Haymaker 12 just because the damage is not as strong as, say, for example, the KRM-262, which is a pump action. You know what I mean? This is a pump action one-shot kill. Don't you guys remember when royalty camo back in Advanced Warfare was the thing to have? Now it's just like a regular common camo. But you can see there with the KRM-262, it is a pump action shotgun, but this is going to give you them one-shot kills in close quarters. Now, you're going to need to be a little bit closer than you are going to say with like the Haymaker 12 or with like the Argus. You're going to want to be a little bit closer, but with that closeness on the KRM-262, that is what's going to give you the damage. Out of the 3 shotguns we're comparing, the KRM-262 has got the highest amount of damage. Now, the fire rate is about half of the Haymaker, and it is a little bit more than the Argus. But like I said, that KRM-262, with the range being the less of all 3 of the shotguns we're comparing, that damage is really on point. I mean, it does work. Now, granted, you got to wait for that pump action, but like I said, that pump action is definitely worth it. Now, taking some time there to reload, that is what's going to get you killed. But nonetheless, close quarters, in their face, running around, you are able to even pull off collaterals. That is correct. That was 2 kills with 1 single shotgun shell. So the power is here in the KRM-262 with the damage. So if your game is pretty good, and you can get close enough to your enemies, you're definitely going to mow them down there with a 1-shot, if not a 2-shot kill. You can see a little bit far from that guy, but come right back, bam, with a 1-shot kill. So definitely a very strong gun. A little more time on the reload, less range, less accuracy, slower fire rate. But let's take a look here at the Argus now. Now, the damage on this is definitely more than the Haymaker 12, and it is a little bit less than the KRM-262. Now, like I said, it's got the same amount of accuracy as the Haymaker 12, and it is more accurate than the KRM-262. Now, the range on this is also double than that of the Haymaker, so you're going to get a little bit longer range, and it's a hipfire beast, and it's an amazing gun when you're actually looking down the sights with it. So kind of that lever action makes the shotgun really nice. Pretty decent on that fire rate, you know what I mean? The fire rate on that, with being a 4 coming in stock, is a little 2 less than it is on the KRM-262. So of the 3 shotguns we're comparing here, the Argus is going to offer the slowest fire rate, pretty strong amount of damage, being the second out of the guns we're comparing in this particular video. So definitely a gun, if you can get close enough to them, you're gonna mow them down, like I said, with that strong amount of damage, a good amount of range, and like I said, double the range compared to like, let's say, the Haymaker 12. Just as accurate as the Haymaker 12. So depending on like your class, and your attachments, how you've got it set up, obviously you can optimize, but definitely easy to clear a room. Awesome mobility with the gun. But yeah, out of the 3 shotguns, I'd say the Haymaker 12 offer your most versatility. And if you want them 1-shot kills, you definitely want the KRM-262. But if you want a good balance of like looking down range with damage as well as getting range, then choose the Argus. But it's your boy Phil, Determined Gaming for Grandpa. If you enjoyed the video, please share it with a friend. Click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Thanks for watching.